My fiancé said, "I took money from your mother because I deserve it, about $3,000. I said, "You do deserve it." Then my mother sued her for fraud and won $10,000. She deserved that too, according to the judge. I, 29 male, work as a quality control specialist at a manufacturing plant. Been engaged to Brooke, 27, for 8 months, together for 3 years. She's a freelance social media manager, which basically means she posts for small businesses when she feels like it. Makes maybe $2,000 on a good month. My mom, 58, runs a small catering business. Nothing fancy, mostly local events, church functions, retirement parties. She's been doing it for 15 years, and it's her pride and joy. Makes decent money, but nothing crazy. 3 weeks ago, Mom called me crying. She discovered $3,000 missing from her business account. Not stolen through hacking or anything. Transferred out with her own login. But she swore she didn't do it. We went through everything. Then she remembered Brooke had been in her house 2 weeks prior, helping her update her website. Mom had stepped out to get groceries, leaving Brooke alone with her computer. Her banking password was saved in the browser because, well, she's 58, and that's what 58-year-olds do. I didn't want to believe it. But the transfer went to an account at a different bank, and the timing matched perfectly. The description on the transfer? Marketing services rendered. Confronted Brooke that evening. Try to stay calm. Did you take money from my mom's account? She looked me dead in the eye. I transferred payment for my services, yes. I actually laughed. Thought she was joking. What services? I spent 3 hours fixing her disaster website. My rate is $1,000 per hour for emergency consultations. You went there to help her. As family. I'm not family yet, she said. And she's loaded. She can afford it. She's not loaded. She runs a small catering business. Please. I've seen her house. She has 2 cars. She goes on vacations. Then she said the line that ended everything. I took money from your mother because I deserve it. $3,000 is nothing to her, but it's rent for me. She should be supporting us anyway if she wants grandchildren someday. You stole from her. I provided a service and compensated myself appropriately. I stood up. You do deserve it. You deserve everything that's coming. Left and went to Mom's house. Helped her file a police report that night. Update 1. Brooke lost her mind when the detective contacted her. She actually thought I was bluffing about the police report. Here's what she didn't know. Mom's banker nephew, Garrett, had already pulled the transaction records. The transfer was initiated at 2:47 p.m., exactly when Mom was at the grocery store. She had the receipt timestamped at 2:52 p.m. from a store 15 minutes away. The IP address matched Mom's home computer. But here's the beautiful part. Brooke had created a fake invoice after taking the money. Backdated it to make it look legitimate. Except she made it in Canva, and Canva timestamps everything. The invoice was created the day after the transfer. She panicked and came to my apartment. I've been staying at Mom's since the confrontation. Banging on the door at 11 p.m. Your psycho mother is trying to ruin my life over a misunderstanding. There's no misunderstanding. You stole $3,000. I earned that money. Do you know what I usually charge for web design? You don't do web design. You post Instagram stories for nail salons. I'm expanding my services. To theft. She tried tears next. Baby, please. We're getting married in 6 months. This is destroying our future. We're not getting married. I ended our engagement the moment you admitted to stealing from my mother. You can't be serious. I showed her the texts I'd already sent to our wedding venue, the photographer, and the DJ, canceling everything. Lucky for me, we'd only put down deposits, and most were refundable this far out. You're really ending 3 years over money? Over you being a thief? Yeah. She switched tactics again. Fine. I'll pay it back. Great. Mom's lawyer will be in touch about that. Lawyer? Turns out, in our state, when you steal through fraudulent means, false invoices, forged documents, etc., you could be liable for treble damages. That's 3 times the amount stolen, plus legal fees. Update 2. Brooke tried every trick in the book. First, she contacted all our mutual friends with her version. Mom had promised to pay her for website work, then backed out when she saw the bill. I was choosing my controlling mother over our love. She actually convinced a few people until Mom posted the security footage from her doorbell cam. Shows Brooke arriving with no laptop, no work materials, just her purse. Hard to do web design without a computer. Then Brooke tried to negotiate directly with Mom. Showed up at the catering kitchen during prep for a big event. Mom recorded the whole conversation on her phone. Legal in our state. One-party consent. Brooke, this is insane. I'll pay back the $3,000. Mom, it's not about the money anymore. It's about what you did. Brooke, what I did was charge for my time. Mom, what you did was access my computer without permission, steal my banking credentials, and transfer money to yourself. That's wire fraud. Brooke, wire fraud? Are you insane? Mom, that's what the detective called it. The detective had also found something interesting. This wasn't Brooke's first rodeo. She'd done something similar to an elderly client last year, overcharged by $1,500 for services that were never agreed upon. That client didn't press charges, just disputed it with her bank. But there was a record. Brooke then made her biggest mistake. She tried to blackmail me. Text from Brooke. If your mom doesn't drop this, I'm telling everyone about your little problem. My little problem? I went to therapy for anxiety 2 years ago. That's it. That's the big secret. Me, go ahead. Brooke, and about what happened at Tanner's wedding. What happened at Tanner's wedding was I got food poisoning and threw up. Real scandalous. But here's the thing. She put the blackmail attempt in writing. My mom's lawyer was thrilled. Added it to the civil suit as evidence of malicious intent. Update 3. Court date arrived. Small claims court, but Brooke hired a lawyer anyway. Probably cost her $2,000 retainer. Her lawyer argued it was a miscommunication about payment for legitimate services. Mom's lawyer presented the fake invoice with Canva timestamp. Security footage showing Brooke arriving without work materials. The police report with detectives' notes. Bank records showing the unauthorized transfer. Brooke's text admitting she took the money because she deserved it. The blackmail texts. Written statement from her previous victim. Brooke's testimony was something. She claimed Mom had verbally agreed to pay her $3,000 but forgot because she's getting older. The judge asked why there was no written agreement for such a large sum. Brooke said she trusted family. Judge, but you stated you weren't family yet. Brooke, I mean practically family. Judge, and you created the invoice after taking the money? Brooke, I forgot to make it beforehand. Judge, but you remember the exact amount to transfer. Brooke. The judge ruled in Mom's favor. But here's where it gets beautiful. Because Brooke created fraudulent documentation, the fake invoice, and attempted to blackmail me to stop the legal proceedings, the judge awarded punitive damages. $3,000 in actual damages. $6,000 in punitive damages. $1,200 in legal fees. Total, $10,200. Brooke went pale. Her lawyer asked about a payment plan. Judge, that's between your client and the plaintiff. Mom, absolute savage that she is, cash or certified check. 30 days. Update 4. Brooke had 30 days to pay. She made it 29, but not without drama. First, she tried crowdfunding. Made a sob story post about being sued by my ex's vindictive mother for a simple misunderstanding. It raised $127 before someone posted the court documents in the comments. She deleted it within hours. Then she went to her parents. From what I heard through mutual friends, they were mortified. They'd already given her $15,000 last year to start her business she spent on a trip to Europe and designer bags. They refused to help. She sold her car, the BMW she was leasing and could barely afford anyway. Got maybe $3,000 from taking over the lease transfer. Sold all those designer bags, most of her jewelry, her work laptop, barely used, and borrowed the rest from her sister with a written agreement to pay back within a year at 10% interest. She showed up at Mom's lawyer's office on day 29 with a certified check. And apparently, according to the receptionist who told Mom, she said, "I hope you're all happy ruining my life." The lawyer responded, "You ruined your own life when you chose to steal." But wait, there's more. The criminal case was still pending. The DA offered her a plea deal, deferred adjudication. Basically, plead guilty, do 100 hours community service, pay restitution, already done through the civil case, and stay out of trouble for a year. If she completes it, no conviction on her record. She took it, but at the plea hearing, she couldn't help herself. I still believe I did nothing wrong. I'm only taking this deal to move on. The judge warned her that accepting the deal means accepting responsibility. Fine. I'm responsible for trusting the wrong family. The judge almost revoked the deal right there, but ultimately let it stand with an extra 50 hours of community service for her lack of genuine remorse. Final update. Ran into Brooke at a coffee shop last week. She was with some guy I didn't recognize. She saw me, grabbed the guy's arm, and loudly said, "That's my abusive ex I told you about." I just grabbed my coffee and left. Not worth it. But I know through the grapevine what her life's been like. Lost most of her clients after the court case became public. Working as a receptionist at a dental office for $16 per hour. Living with her sister, who charges her rent. Still doing community service every Saturday. The guy she was with, he dumped her a day later after Googling her name and finding the court records. Mom's doing great. She used the $10,200 to upgrade her catering equipment and actually hired a real web designer, not Brooke, to build her a professional site. Business is up 30%. As for me, I'm dating again. Met a woman named Elise at a rock climbing gym. When the check came on our first date, she insisted on splitting it. Well, I told her she didn't have to. She said, "I know, but I want to." That's what adults do. We've been together 4 months now. Looking back, the red flags were there with Brooke. She'd borrow money and forget to pay back. She'd order the most expensive thing when others were paying. She once told me her dream was to be a kept woman, and I thought she was joking. She wasn't. The entitlement was always there. It just took her stealing from my mother for me to finally see it. And you know what? I'm grateful. If she hadn't done it, I might have married her. Then it would have been my account she was draining. Mom and I are closer than ever. She says Brooke did us a favor showing her true colors before the wedding. Mom's right. That $3,000 theft saved me from a lifetime of financial abuse. To anyone in a similar situation, listen to your gut. If someone shows you they feel entitled to other people's money, believe them. And don't feel guilty about letting them face consequences. Brooke still thinks she did nothing wrong. She's currently telling people Mom scammed her out of $10,000. Last I heard, she was trying to start a new business as a legal consultant based on her experience with the justice system. Yeah, good luck with that.